Good morning, dear student. In the previous class, I have taught you about the goal of the 5-year plan. In this class, I will teach you main features of economic policy followed by Indian government from 1950 to 1990, or in the duration of 40 years, what our government is planned to do, and what our government actually did, that we are going to discuss in this class. Now, as we summarize, first one is comprehensive planning. Our government, our government thought that, like a centrally planned economy, our government have a planned for a 5-year plan, as I have discussed you earlier. In the comprehensive plan, we have made a 5-year planning. 5-year planning, we have set a goal for a 5 years, and the government acted accordingly. That is called the comprehensive planning. Second, mixed economy. In the previous class, we have discussed about capitalist economy, socialist economy, and mixed economy. Though our government thought that mixed economy, giving equal opportunity or opportunity to the both corporate sector and the government sector, will do more economic welfare to the society. Actually, private corporate sector at the time of 1950 was not so efficient to take the economic incident. So our government planned that some of the economic activity, some of the production activities can be forwarded by Indian government, and the rest one which cannot be performed by the government can be operated through the corporate sector or private corporate sector. So our economy was the mixed economy. Third, emphasis on industrialization. So after independence, dependence on the agriculture was much. So to reduce the population from the agriculture sector, we require a sound industrial base or industrialization. So government, with the help of private sector and with it, the government tried to make industrialization or form a heavy basic capital good or machine building industries. The second 5-year plan states that the strategy in these words, in long run, the rate of industrialization or growth of the national economy would depend on the increasing production of the coal, electricity, iron and steel, heavy machinery, chemicals, and heavy industry, which would increase the capacity for capital formation. The heavy industry must therefore be expand all possible speed. The government took the initiative for industrialization. Fourth point is high rate of capital formation. As you know that high rate of capital formation is required for capital formation is required for forming a industry, establishing a industry, and the Development only can be initiated only with the high capital formation. High capital formation here simply means that our saving must be greater so that the capital can be formed and the same capital can be utilized for the industrialization or setting up the industries. Uh, so the sixth 5-year plan projected the rate of capital formation at 25% in 1984-85 and 26.8% in 1994 and 95. The approach of seventh plan has not projected the rate of capital formation, but the projected 26% of the savings implies a rate of capital formation of the order of 28 in the 8th plan. The rate of capital formation was 26% during second year of 9th plan, that is 1998 and 1999. It declined to 23.4%. A sizable increase in the rate of capital formation has been a major achievement of Indian planned development. Further, our plans have emphasized that the capital formation would be financed mostly from the domestic saving. Now, balanced growth. Another point, fifth point is the balanced growth. Now, you will find that some parts of the Bihar, Odisha, and Maharashtra, Bengal, you will find the economic disparities between these regions. Somewhere the Bangalore, Mumbai having the competition with European nations, but some parts of the Odisha, Bihar, and are so remote that they could not grow much as they required. So balanced growth here means the development and growth of the all region with respective of the remote and other areas. This is called the balanced growth. And either rural economy or urban economy, both must be growth as a same speed. That was also as the priority of the Indian government. And next point is priority of the development of public sector. Now, public sector, I have already discussed to you, due to the immature or inefficient private sector, the government tried to establish all the industries with itself. The main reason behind it was immature corporate sector, or we can, in a simple word, we can say that our private sector was not so efficient to handle all the economic activity or all the industrialization that is required by the Indian economy. So the government took the initiative to set up various industries, and you will find most of the industries were established by the government sector. So public sector was on the main on the main role at that time. The government thought that all the economic activity, all the production activity should be carried out by the government. Now, emphasis on the employment. Now, in the junior classes, You might have studied about the disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment in the you will mostly experience in the agriculture sector. A farmer or the peasant do not have the sufficient work for 365 days in the farm activity. So sometime out of 365 days, some days are without employment for the farmers. So that is called underemployment or disguised employment. To avoid this type of unemployment, so industries are required for providing the employment opportunities for the Indian laborers. So good sound industrial base can only provide the good employment opportunities to the Indian laborers. So during the 1950 to 1990, during the period of 40 years, the government emphasized on providing employment on industrial sector. Next, rapid development of backward regions. I've told you in the balanced growth, there were some backward regions which cannot be developed with the pace, with the speed of development with other regions. So government emphasize on development of these areas regularly. Development of these areas regularly, that is called the rapid development of backward regions. And upliftment of backward classes. uh, if we compare the Indian population, some group of the population was so advanced and some are illiterate, backward, or we can say less developed in compare of others. So government tried to uplift these backward classes, which we call ST, SC, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and OBC, to as compare of the general class and forwarding these population. So now is the social, last one is the social welfare. The government tried to as you know, the corporate sector, yeah, private corporate sector work for the profit, but the government main purpose of the economic activity is the social welfare, to upliftment of the society. During the 40 years of the period 1950 to 1990, the government tried much for upliftment of social welfare in the Indian society, or uh, welfare of humans in the society. These were the common features adopted by economic policy during the period of 1950 to 1990. In the next class, I will teach you about the condition of agriculture sector, agriculture sector during this period, during the period of these 40 years. What was the condition of agriculture? We will discuss in the next. Thank you.